Welcome back. It appears from the views on the channel, most people want to see videos about the tractor. But since we've gotten what feels like 18 feet of rain in the past few days, and we have ducks landing in what used to be our field, but more closely resembles a pond, we decided to give it another go at getting the old 1956 Ford Fairlane going. Hopefully we can get something done today. So yesterday I was inside being super productive, which to me equates to taking an hour-and-a-half nap, and the lovely wife here decided to get on the phone with her father, who we got the car from, who is also a very well-respected mechanic. I don't know why she's thinking about the car while I'm taking naps, but yeah. And he gave us a couple of tricks, hopefully get this thing to turn over. So we're going to shoot some juice down the carburetor and try to jump this and see if it'll turn over and give us anything. Ready?
Ready.
All right, let's do it.
Oh man.
First, we're going to take some of this 2-cycle gas and we're going to give a little pour into the carbs here. Okay. Then, I do believe we were jumping it wrong the last time, according to the father-in-law. So we're gonna reconnect the battery. Installed. And we're gonna jump the positive post to the S post on the relay and see what that does. Are you ready? Ooh,
I'm so excited.
it turns.
Ah,
Let's see. Let's get some starting fluid. Give everything a okay, let's try it again. Don't think we're getting any fire. Might not be getting any fuel, I don't know. These things could be all gummed up, I don't know. All right, let's try it again. Might want to put the battery charger on it just in case. Very exciting that we even got it to turn over. So verified it's not locked up. That's really good. Now, if we can just figure out if it's got spark. So that will be the next challenge. A little red, a little black. Oh, let's put this on engine start. See what it does. I don't think we got any spark. That should do it if it was going to start. Nothing. So, let's make sure. I know it's got new plugs, but I don't know if we're getting any juice to the plugs. That's on. That's on. That's on. That one's on. That one's on. That one's on. Well, let's put a little bit more gas down in it. A little bit down in there. Ooh, Whoa, that's full. Whoops. Oh, more light. Thank you.
That does look pretty gummy. Has a lot of goubage on it.
Goubage.
Give Dad a call.
Might take a while. It's been 30 plus years. I hope my starting fluid's good.
It smells good.
Not starting. No fire. Well, guess we need to work on the spark part of it. So, pull a plug, set it up and see if it's sparking. Oh, extension. I don't think these plug wires are doing much. I can see those getting replaced. Okay, so when I crank the engine, tell me if there's a spark in that spark plug right there in the gap. Ready? No spark.
I didn't see any. Do I need to call? Oh, ow.
I somehow have to get way back down in there. Not quite sure how to do that yet. Thought my big belly laying across the fender. So we've got the distributor cap pulled off. And you can see it looks pretty good there. And the inside looks pretty good. But we did instantly notice this broken off, which plugs right there into that little solenoid. So that's not doing anything. So we'll have to take that apart. Probably get new wires, because all of these wires everywhere down and through there, they just, this side's better than the other one.
They're crusty dusty.
Yeah, the other ones are split. I don't think they're firing at all. So let's take a look at this a little bit more. And we'll see what we can do about that. So we started to check the distributor, and of course this wire, we took that canister loose, that wire popped out. Then I looked down and another wire had broken off, and another wire had popped off and is broken. right in there somewhere, right there. So I think a new cap, rotor, and wires are in the future before we have any hope of this thing sparking off. Since all of our wiring is brittle and coming apart and not sticking anymore, we went down to our local O'Reilly store and we went to get a new ignition coil, new plug wires, cap and rotor, oil filter, and I think that's it. And the only thing that they had in stock was the ignition coil and plug wires that we have to build ourselves, which I've never done before. But so we're gonna go inside. I'm gonna start getting some of these ready to go on. I don't care, I'm not real concerned about the length right now. I can always come back and fix that. But until the rest of our parts come in, which will be at least tomorrow, which we are out of town tomorrow, might be a couple days before we get back to this, but we'll get back. Hopefully it fires. Hopefully that's the only thing stopping it, is getting a little bit of spark to it. We'll see, hopefully. So as I mentioned, we went down to O'Reilly and picked up, ordered the parts that we needed. And it seemed, I remember leaving the store thinking that that price seemed a little bit high for what we got for the age of the car. So after we shut down last night, I went inside and the old noodle just wouldn't stop noodling. So I went on to rockauto.com and looked up all the exact same part numbers. And for what we spent $150 on at O'Reilly and still had to order some that wouldn't be in until what is today, it's $150 worth at O'Reilly, and Rock Auto was $50. So I was like, wow, that's great. I'm gonna take all this stuff back to O'Reilly and just order it through Rock Auto. Then when I went to check out, noticed that there was a $43 shipping charge to get it here within a day or two. So since the car isn't a priority, it isn't a necessity, we decided for the cheaper shipping, still gonna save $75, $80 over the total cost, but that means for us, we sit around and wait for a week while the parts come in. For you guys, it'll be instantaneous once we get back to working on it. But it just kind of goes to prove that you do pay for the convenience of having this stuff readily available. But it also shows if you have a little bit of patience, like we're having to do with the car and the tractor and life in general right now, you pay for that convenience for sure. So we're gonna wait the week. We're gonna take the parts back to O'Reilly. We're gonna wait for the new parts to come in, and then we'll get back at it. Okay, it is many days later from the last time we updated this video. We did get in all of our stuff from rockauto.com. So if you take a look, we got a brand new set of wires. We got another set of wires just in case the ones we bought don't work. Got a brand new canister style oil filter. We got the ignition coil. We got new cap. We got new rotor. We got starters. We got all kinds of jiggamawatts and doodads. And if you can see, this is the old wire. Goes from the cap to the coil. And you see the ends on it. And then this is why we needed new ones. So all of them are just snapping off in there. So here's the situation we're running into at the moment. Way down there, there's a clip that all the wires go through. Way back here, there's another clip that all the wires go to. And they're all rotten and they're all coming off. So I gotta figure out how to get them off of there, get them sized, and get new ones on. I can guarantee you that I am not going to use the same factory routing that came on the car, because it is a pain in the butt. But we are going to continue to work on it. I'll probably do most of it off camera. Just it's going to be the longest plug wire change in the history of all plug wire changes, but I will prevail one way or another. So stay tuned, be back shortly. Okay, took me about 14 bazillion hours, but finally ripped out the original spark plug harness that just goes on the driver's side. And thankfully I found a diagram showing the firing order, because there's no way that I was taking each one of these things apart individually, some mounted to the motor. There's no way I was getting all those apart to separate them and do them individually. So now the fun of trying to follow the diagram, putting it back together. So a wise woman once told me that I should probably be more open. That wise woman was my wife, and that time was about 15 minutes ago. So I have come back out here to our barn, our workshop, and I have been working diligently trying to get this car to fire off, and I have got tons of footage of just me moving wires and changing out coils and whatever else it could be. So I'm going to give you a quick rundown of where we're at the moment. So as of right now, we got the new battery. It's charging, so I run it down trying to start it. We got the new relay down there. We got a brand new ignition coil. We got all new wires, new cap, new rotor. And I, for the life of me, cannot figure out how to get spark down there. I've got a tester down there, shows on the plug, and I am not getting anything. I don't have a voltmeter, ohm meter. I have one little test light. I don't even know how to use those. So I'm not exactly sure if it's something wired wrong, or I'm not really sure what it is. It might be brittle wiring. It might be I hooked something up wrong, but I can see some spark, but I can't get it to fire at all. So if you happen to know, drop it in the comments. I'd be interested to see what everybody has to say from what I've done so far to why I'm not getting any fire. The only other thing that I've done is I drilled out the original key mechanism because we didn't have a key for it, and I put a new one in. And when I turn the key, I get the lights on the dash will come on, but I can't get it to start from here. So what I did, so I could do it from outside, I got tired of jumping it. I bought one of the trigger starters. It's wired to that relay down there. Makes it really nice, but I still have no idea why it's not working. And my chubby little body is so sore from laying across this fender trying to figure everything out. And I'm standing on wood, and I prop my foot up on there, and I push myself over into the engine bay. And I think what I'm going to do, because this car is sitting pretty high up on jack stands down there, I think I'm gonna lower it down almost to the ground. Maybe I'll put one of those 6x6s or a 4x4 on it, just to keep it barely off the ground. Set something on the frame, but man, it's killing my chest and my waist, not to mention my back being sore. So there we have it for this attempt. Still nothing. We are going to have to call in the experts. I'm going to swallow my pride. I'm going to call my father-in-law back, who was the one that owned the car before. He starts talking and I lose where he's at. He has more information about cars than I could ever imagine to have. If I studied cars my whole life, I wouldn't have what he has. So I'm gonna try to call him, see if he can help walk us through some of this. Last time we called him and talked to him, he was talking about points and gaps, and I've done all that. Still can't seem to get anything. I can twist the distributor manually when I'm in there, and I was getting a spark, so I'm not sure why it's not getting to the plugs. But once again, attempt number 2, down the toilet, failed again. So hopefully we'll have a better luck next time. So even though we didn't get it going, if you like what you see, if you like what we're trying to do, don't forget to comment, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to like, and hopefully we'll see you around next time. Just wanted to give everybody a little sneak peek of what we're working on. If you look right in there, you can see what just a little bit of hand buffing has done to this fender. But even more dramatic, if you look on the roof, it's pretty crusty. But then you move down here where I just did it by hand, and we have got some nice shine. Once we get a buffer on this, that might be a project we do sooner than later if we can't get the engine going. Because one way or another, this car will run even if we have to put a whole new engine in it and all new wiring. So stay tuned, because there might be some videos cleaning this old bird up here before long.